Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael Romine, and this is the Houston Grass Podcast. Uh, we are a few days before Christmas here, end of December. Been about a month since we did this, and temperatures have gotten cooler a little more consistently. We have had a few frosts, some of them heavier than others, so that has started sending the grass more towards dormancy. And when that happens, you also slow down anything having to do with fungus and stuff like that. You get out of that range that it really needs to be in to happen. We're supposedly in an El Nino pattern. We have started to get out of the drought a little bit, but I would still say it's been a little drier, so it certainly hasn't been real wet. So that's another thing. That's the other input for brown patch is moisture, and especially excessive moisture. And we haven't seen a lot of that, so uh, it's not too rampant this year, and that has shown by the sale of our Heritage G, the fungicide, just not as many people needing it. So, which is a good thing. The soil temperatures have started to drop down pretty consistently, so that also the grass. I'm sure you've certainly noticed by now it's not growing near as much as it was. You're not having to mow as frequently, and and that is fine. There's no sense in mowing for the fun of it out there. So I guess the main things that we normally talk about: fertilization and water and mowing and whatnot. Fertilizers long since passed. You needed to have fertilized in October, early November at the latest. So if you missed it, it's fine. You just get on the program in springtime, uh, and so we'll talk about that a little bit. But so no fertilization to do. Watching the brown patch. If you see some, the heritage is a fine idea, but as late as it is in the year, dormancy is just around the corner. A couple more frosts, and everything's going to be brown that's not already brown, and that'll be a non-issue. Uh, we are getting. I can tell you personally, I've had my irrigation system off at our office and at my home for probably 6 or 8 weeks, pretty easily now. If we go more than 2.5 weeks without some rain, any measurable rain, it would be a good idea to water. Uh, that there are several reasons for that. The grass does need an nth the amount of water that it needs when it's growing and when it's hot outside and stuff like that, but it does need some water. Moisture, irrigation, or falling out of the sky helps keeps those roots insulated. So if we do get a hard frost or a freeze, it'll protect that plant. We do that is one thing that is a fact of life here for the last few years. I think for the last 3 years we've gotten one hard freeze per year pretty much, and which sends everything brown and ugly. But you do want to make sure for your plant's sake and your grass, everything, you want to keep everything some water. Don't just completely neglect all this stuff, because that moisture in the ground does insulate those roots and will protect it if we do get a hard frost and one sneaks in here on us. So that is something to keep in mind as well. And staying on top of the watering. Like I said, excessive irrigation this time of year is a bigger deal usually than not watering enough. People still running their irrigation systems. I kind of cringe when I'm driving down the road and I see irrigation systems going right now, because there is probably not a need to be doing that, and you're probably doing more harm than good, inviting fungus and whatnot. So think about that. We go more than a couple of weeks without a half inch of rain or so. It might be a good idea to kick it on everything, your plants and grass included. So that is something to keep in mind. And other than that, we are certainly selling grass now. We're still selling. I think we're some of the only people selling grass. People that don't do this year round. Move to Christmas trees and all sorts of other focuses this time of year, because it's kind of an insignificant piece of their business. But we sell grass year round. So if you need grass, we'll be selling pieces, selling pallets, selling all varieties of grass. So we're here for you if you need us. People ask, well, that is one of the questions. Can you plant grass? That everybody that calls this time of year, is it okay to plant? That's the first question. Can you plant grass this time of year? Absolutely, you can plant grass. The only time that it would be an issue is that if we had just harvested, you just planted it, and we just get a really hard freeze. It's a multi day below freezing event, which we haven't had in years. Even the one we had 3 years ago, where it was below freezing for a couple of days, it damaged some of the grass at the farm that had been freshly harvested, and the new ribbons that were exposed to that north wind. But anybody that planted anything, it was a non-issue. So it's okay to plant grass here on the Gulf Coast year round, no problem. People do also ask this time of year, the people that want a green yard ask about overseeding, or they'll ask about seeds or different questions. Same way of asking, different ways of asking the same question. And what people are doing that have green yards this time of year, they're overseeding with ryegrass is what they do, which is you put it out like with a fertilizer spreader at a pretty high rate, and it will basically sprout and drop down to the dirt, sprout up, and you get it doesn't look like anything like St. Augustine, and it looks maybe a little more like Bermuda. I guess zoysia is a closer growth habit. It's got the single sprigs for the most part, and it will be green until it heats up. Usually it's all gone by May. The May heat here will kill it, but you'll start to see it degrade as we get more warmer days, because it's a winter. They call it a winter grass. So some farms overseed and with that seed, and then harvest the grass and sell it just so they have something green to sell. We do not, and we also don't recommend that homeowners overseed their yard. First, you're signing up for year-round lawn maintenance. You're going to have to continue to water. Though not as much, I will say, because of the cooler temperatures. You're gonna have to continue to water. You're gonna have to continue to mow, and the thing that we really don't like about it is when spring gets here, both of that grass is obviously still going to be growing until about May, but by late February, early March here, whatever grass you have, whether it's Bermuda or St. Augustine, zoysia, whatever, it's going to start greening up, and it's going to start needing moisture and nutrients. And so the ryegrass and whatever grass you have there are going to be fighting for the same moisture and nutrients. And we have found that it can be pretty tough on that plant. So that's the main reason we don't like to do it. It's not the end of the world. You can do it. We're not going to ever overseed at our farm for that reason, but just keep that in mind, that you're going to have to get on a pretty good fertilizer program and watch that watering if you decide to do it, so that the plant will come out, the whatever native grass you have there, the St. Augustine or whatever, will come out healthy in the spring as we get going. So another thing that would be something to think about is the mowing. Like I said, we've talked about mowing frequency. If you're not overseeding, you're probably not going to have to mow here pretty quick. Right now, you're probably every other week if you've got lawn guys, or if you're doing it yourself. You definitely need to go to every other week if they're just mowing the weeds and picking up my biggest problem at my house right now is just picking up all the leaves. There's hardly any grass growing. They're not cutting hardly anything, but you do want to keep those leaves off of that grass. You don't want to let that form a matted layer, and that can be tough on the grass for lots of reasons. But it still needs the sunlight. It needs to breathe. So you want to get those leaves off there. But just said, mowing frequency goes way down, and then I tell you, once all the leaves are gone off the trees, and this grass goes totally dormant after another frost or two, you're probably every 3 or 4 weeks mowing. And again, that's probably just the weeds that are out there, that you just want everything to look uniform, so you can kind of knock the top of it off. So We will be talking about in the springtime, dethatching the grass. That'll be that first once you're sure that we're past our last frost, which is probably early to mid March here. Uh, uh, different years can be a little bit different, but at that point you want to go through and cut everything off real short for the first time, and then rake all that dead material out of there. You know that there won't be any green. The grass will be brown from top to bottom, the blades, and you'll want to cut that, rake it, get that dead material out of there to allow that sun to penetrate through and get that moisture down, and allow all that new growth to get going. So this is a fine time of year to aerate. There are better times of year, I think, to aerate than others. I'm not sure exactly what the best time of year would be to do that, but I know the core aeration, the one where it has the spike that goes in and takes a core, takes a cylinder out of the ground and then pulls it up and deposits it on top of it. That's the best form of aeration, as opposed to just the solid spikes that poke a hole in the ground. Anything is better than nothing, but the core aeration is good because it breaks up that hard pan and cuts back on that compaction some. So uh, that is a fine thing to do once or twice a year, uh, for sure. Uh, as far as planting new grass this time of year, uh, it is, again, we mentioned that it is a fine time of year to do it, but it's certainly better than summertime. It's not as good as springtime, because springtime it just hits the ground growing, and it attaches to the ground real fast. This time of year, you're going to plant the grass, and it's probably chances are pretty good this late. It's probably not going to put down roots at all until springtime. If we have some warm days, those days in the high 70s or low 80s, which we haven't had in a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've seen an 80-degree temperature. It would try to put down roots on days like that when it's a little warmer this time of year. But for the most part, you're going to lay that grass out there, lay the blocks out there, just like we normally do, butt them up tight next to each other, and you are going to water it excessively that first day to get it good and stuck to the ground, get rid of the air pockets and whatnot. But the grass is not going to be putting down roots. So what you're going to have to do is keep any. It's best if you can keep all traffic off of it, but if you can certainly keep the heavy traffic off of it, because basically it's like I don't know what to equate it to. You don't want to wear the material out that's on top. If you have a lot of dog traffic or people traffic walking over grass, it's not rooted down. There's obviously no roots. There's nothing to replenish it. It's not growing. So if you wear that grass down to the dirt, or it's going to be real hard for it to come back out. So what you want to do is just lay that grass, let it lay there, and until it greens up in the spring, then it'll start growing, and it'll replenish itself should you wear it down a little bit. So getting it out there, and then again watering. Again, you do water it big, just like I would tell you to do in the summer. Maybe not as crazy as you have to in the summer, but inch and a half, 2 inches of water that first day, and then you don't need to water it. But just like we're talking about, if we're not getting any rain at all, you water it once a week or something like that, just to keep those roots moist and whatnot. You don't want it to totally dry out, but it doesn't take near as much water, which, as you said, is a benefit to doing it. If you do this in July, you get the $200, $300, $400 water bill to go along with it, because the sun is relentless, and the plant is growing, and it just takes a lot more water to get it going. So that is good thing about this time of year. So, but you just got to be a little bit careful with it. It's certainly better than just leaving sand and dirt out in your front yard of your new house, or you had a construction project and it's a big mud hole out there. Lay grass over it. Keep the dogs off of it as best you can, and it'll do fine. We talked a little bit about backing off on the watering. Fungicide, maybe, if it's an issue, if you've got some active brown patch. Cutting back on the mowing, and then as we progress into winter, cutting back on those things even more as that grass goes really brown. We get a couple of those hard frosts, and everything is completely brown. It just I'd keep the traffic off of it if I can. There's no sense in certainly the lawn guys coming weekly and or yourself, whoever's doing the mowing and running your mower, especially if you've got a heavier one and you're running in the same tracks. All you're doing is pounding the tracks in there, and that's rough on that grass, just like brand new grass. It'll have a harder time coming out in spring if you wear it out when it's not growing. So uh, stay off of it. Only water when needed. More than likely, Mother Nature is going to rain frequently enough to where where you're not going to have to water much at all. Uh, do be careful of those irrigation systems. Now is a good time of year because we're turning them off for the most part to go ahead and drain them in case you're out of town or something and a freeze sneaks in here and breaks those black backflow preventers. There's lots of videos out there, but where you shut off both handles, it shows you how to shut off both handles, and then once you do that, turn the little screws 45 degrees, I think it is, and release the water out of those things, and then wrap them up and protect them for the winter. So it's for the most part, you're pretty safe to do that now since we're probably not watering. Now I say that we get into a long period of no rain that like I said we talked about earlier, want to give it a little drink, so your plants and your grass to insulate those roots. So uh, we'll be back next month. Won't be a whole lot. We'll still we'll be talking about dormant grass and lack of stuff to do. This is we get about 3 or 4 months out of the year that we don't have to do a whole lot here on the Texas Gulf Coast, and we're getting into that season. But spring will be here before we know it, and we can talk about fertilization and first mowings and all of that. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next month.